The gentlelady from Michigan is recognized for 5 minutes in support of the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to Ranking Member Scott for empowering this amendment, which is so near and dear to many of us on this committee, and particularly as we're moving forward with marking up the College Cost Reduction Act. Short and simple amendment, but just crucial to protecting the rights of our graduate student workers. Specifically, this amendment is just going to ensure that nothing in this legislation that we are considering today shall prevent graduate student workers from freely exercising their rights to organize and collectively bargain under the National Labor Relations Act. Over the last handful of years in particular, we have just seen tens of thousands of graduate student workers across the country successfully organize and bargain for fair contracts that uplift their and their families' material conditions. And again, this is something that so many of us on the committee have been close to and seen, particularly as costs are rising and as pressures are coming down on graduate students and those seeking to organize around the country. And just to shed some further light on this, in the second half of 2023, just last year, graduate student workers at MIT ratified a historic union contract that for the first time provided them with dental insurance. The contract also helped them secure third-party arbitration for harassment complaints, approximately 12% wage increase and a 70% public transportation subsidy, and a $10,000 child care grant based on need. Even though there's been a surge in recent years, graduate student workers have been coming together, have been banding together to exercise their NLRA rights since 1969, when the first student union was established at the University of Wisconsin. My amendment recognizes that American student workers are the embodiment of what makes the higher education system so special. The coalition of education and research, and unlike their counterparts in many countries, U.S. graduate workers often carry heavy teaching and research loads, spending 20 hours or more a week on duties only tenuously related to their field of study. We're also talking about accessibility, right? At higher education, elected office maybe as an example. You know, professions should be accessible to people. You shouldn't have to be born in to a rite of passage, to a program of higher education. We need to be recruiting talent from every geographic area throughout this country, from every demographic, and we shouldn't be impeding or expecting that students should come from wealthy families to be able to pursue degrees of higher education in these graduate degrees, because, right, they're going to be training the next generation. They're going to be educating the next generation. And as my great colleague from Connecticut reminded, that to teach in her school, to be a public school teacher in Connecticut, you have to have a graduate degree. So we need to be saying, hey, we want you to be able to succeed if you're getting this graduate degree and working, and we always know it's low pay, pay your dues, until, you know, it feels like your eyes are popping out of your head. You're being squeezed at every turn. You know, when and how do you get ahead? You start to look at these last 20 years, and it's been really challenging. So I'm thrilled to introduce this amendment to say, hey, we're not going to be preventing the rights of graduate students to organize, and I encourage my colleagues alongside our ranking member, Scott, our great ranking member, to continue to protect the rights of graduate student workers, and I yield back.
Gentlelady from Michigan,